All right, welcome everybody to another pickups video here on Rennavision. Now, I know I've been doing these live the last few times out, and try to get some people to join me. I've had Phil join me the last couple of times, which has been nice, but unfortunately my schedule hasn't allowed me to go live on Saturdays the last couple of weeks, so I've had a lot of pickups building up, and I figured I should just record something real quick and throw it out there just so I don't forget. So that's what I decided to do. I'm just going to record this and share some of the stuff I've been spending all my money on. Now, hopefully you guys have been paying attention and are taking part of the giveaway that I'm doing on my channel, kind of as a celebration for hitting 1,000 followers on Instagram. But I'd also like to get more people here to subscribe to the channel. So this giveaway is kind of twofold. So all you have to do is check out the little video that's posted on my YouTube page, and it gives you all the details, which is just basically you just need to follow me on Instagram, follow Comic Book Exclusives on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube, and just comment on that YouTube video that's on the front of my page. That's all you got to do. And that comment is just to give me your Instagram handle, so this way I can connect the dots and know who's done what they needed to do. That's really it. It's very simple. So if you want more details, again, watch that short little video that's up on my main page. Now, with all of that said, I'm just going to get into sharing what books that I got, and hopefully you guys like it. So please like, subscribe, hit that alert button so you're not missing any of the content that I've got coming. And I'm trying to give you at least a little something every day. And I know, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So with that said, I'll be right back. All right, thanks for hanging in there. Like I said, I got a few things that I just kind of want to share and show you guys what I've been spending my money on, so hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to kind of run this like I've been doing my dollar bin digging finds, and I kind of group this stuff out into a little bit of categories. So with my first step here, we're going to go with first appearances. Everybody loves first appearances, so why not share my little stack of first appearances that I've been picking up. Now, there was a sale on Midtown not that long ago. In fact, I think there's another one going on today, but I just haven't had the patience to kind of scroll through page after page. But I did grab these not that long ago. This is Ultimates #1. This is that newer series from 2015. This is the first AO who showed up on Falcon and Winter Soldier recently. So her first appearance is in this book, which is kind of nice. And I don't know, I think it's a good book. I think we're going to see more of her, especially if they do a Wakandan theme show, as I've heard rumors of. I don't know if it'd be like a World of Wakanda or what they might be doing, but something like set in Wakanda. I can see her playing a large part, her and the rest of the Dora Milaje, which would be really cool. That's what I want to see at least. So kind of hoping for that. So I just got a couple extras just in case. I am also a big fan of Lady Bullseye. I know I've talked about her before, and I brought her up before, and I grabbed these about 2 weeks ago now, but I wanted to get her first appearance here in Daredevil 111. I also grabbed the Terry Dodson. I think this is a 1 in 20, which sells surprisingly close to that cover A, even though it's a higher incentive. They didn't have the David Aja variant, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I would have loved to pick it up, but I did also get the second print as well. Just another one to keep an eye out for. It's a nice little set if you can find all the books. They were all pretty cool in their own little way. And like I said, I'm a fan of her as a character, and I think she's got a shot maybe to show up somewhere down the line on something on Disney Plus. So figure I'd take a gamble for a relatively cheap buy-in. I mean, those weren't dollar bin finds, but at the same time, I try to budget myself accordingly. Throg's just kind of cool, so found this first Throg, and there's nothing really to spec behind this. I mean, not really expecting to see Throg anywhere, but I don't know, just thought it was kind of fun, so I grabbed one because it was a few bucks. Going back to WandaVision spec, we got first Dark Scarlet Witch, I guess, or first Dark Wanda in this West Coast Avengers, what is this, 56? I think that's a, pretty interesting little book. Who knows where we're going to go with her reading that Darkhold book, but figure take a shot. Oh, and that Thor was 366, by the way, in case you weren't sure of the issue number. This one here is first Phantom X. I got this. New X-Men. 128, pretty cool. I like the next issue a little bit better, where he's actually on the cover, his second appearance in 129, but still, I think he's also an interesting character, one we might see. So I usually grab those if I find decent copies and they're relatively inexpensive. Another fun book just to kind of grab was this JSA, Secret Files and Origins. I believe this has the first Hawkgirl in it, and some form of Atom Smasher appearance in here as well. But I think it's an interesting book, and if you find it for cheap enough, I figured I would you should probably grab one as well. Again, this is the JSA Secret Files and Origins #1, because I think we're probably going to be getting Hawkgirl to go in maybe with that Black Adam movie. I don't know. Maybe we'll get an appearance. Maybe we'll get a tease. I'm not sure they cast her yet. I know they cast Hawkman, and kind of looking forward to that. So I think it's pretty cool. So can Hawkgirl be far behind? Probably not. These I just realized I didn't have one, or at least if I did, I couldn't find one. So I figured I had to remedy that and pick up a ROM. Got a decent copy of ROM #1. So figured I'd grab it to make sure I had one. Again, I thought I had one, but digging in these boxes, I couldn't find it. So I figured, you know what, better be on the safe side and pick one up. And obviously, you got ROM. And this was another one I could have swore I had, but for the life of me, I couldn't find it. So for Storm Shadow in that silent issue of G.I. Joe 21, I had to grab one of these as well. It's not the greatest copy in the world. It's kind of dinged up, but that's about all I really wanted to spend, because this book is getting pricey these days. So I'm fine buying a lower to mid-grade if it's a book that I just want for me. And this was fine. It was at a price that I was willing to pay. I had some eBay bucks, so it was kismet. Now, let's see what I've got next after all my first appearances. Magic the Gathering. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Magic the Gathering. I've never really played the game. I'm fascinated by it. I've just never actually played it or really know all of the ins and outs of it. I just know it's very popular and pretty collectible. And I do like the whole sword and sorcery kind of medieval feel that is around it. So these comics should really appeal to me. I figured I'd check them out. So with the newer series coming out, I went back and started grabbing some of these older books from the IDW run. I grabbed a couple copies of this Chandra #1. This is the Star City Games. It's an exclusive. I don't think there's that many of these printed, so I just grabbed a couple just in case, because I think this is a character that apparently is pretty popular and could take off quite a bit. So I also grabbed her, her miniseries. There's a issue 1. Just the regular cover A, and then I also grabbed the incentive cover, one of the incentive covers for it. I don't remember the ratio on this one. I think there's a higher. This might be 1 in 10, and I think there might be a 1 in 20 or a higher ratio than this one. But this one was still pretty cool, so I grabbed that as part of a set, actually. So as a roll through, issue 2, which is kind of cool. What do I got here? Issue 3 of her mini. These are just the regular covers here. And issue 4, and I also got the retailer incentive for issue 4. Just some things, I was reading the that Magic the Gathering kind of a key list, I guess, that we have up on comicbookinvest.com, and just kind of cherry picking some of the ones that I thought were interesting. And these were some of those books that I decided to grab some copies of when I found them at a decent price. This is issue 3 of the Spell Thief, and I think this is the second print of it, which I know is pretty hard to find. And it comes with one of those cards there, which I think is also a pretty good grab. It's still sealed in this little shrink wrap, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I grabbed that one along with the retailer incentives for this Spell Thief series. That's issue 1's retailer incentive. A lot of black and white, but some of these aren't black and white. This is kind of a cool cover. I kind of dig this one for issue 2. Is also the retailer incentive. Issue 3, another RI. And again, with IDW, you can tell they up in here in the box, you can see cover RI. That's the retailer incentive. Kind of tipping you off in case you're digging these in boxes. I bought these as a set, so that I knew what they were going in, and so did the seller. But they were still priced pretty well. And issue 4. So I figured, why not? Those are my Magic books that I grabbed. just taking a flyer, something different, something interesting to kind of check out. And which is going to take me to move on to artists. I always grab artist books because I like art and I like cover art. So here's a few that I bought. First couple being one of my favorites. I haven't shown off any of these in a while because I actually haven't found any of these in a while. But Dave Stevens, I think he's pretty good. I dig his stuff. This is the Cheval Noir issue 7. You can see there, $20 was what it was marked. I ended up making a pile and working a little bit of deal, so I paid a little less than $20, but this is well worth $20. This is not an easy book to find in decent condition. You usually can find this square-bound book will have tears or rips or really, really bad dings. So you got to watch. I didn't want one that was all chewed up if I could avoid it, because if I'm going to spend like $15-20 on something, I want it to be at least a little decent, right? And I wasn't sure if I had this one yet or not, but I grabbed it anyway, just in case. An extra Alien Worlds 4, which is another pretty cool Dave Stevens cover. Again, I dig his stuff. I like his style. So I pick it up usually when I find it for a good price. Same with, obviously, my buddy Adam Hughes. I just can't stop always buying Hughes. So I got this Tomb Raider 46. And I think I've got this one already, but I think this copy might be nicer than the one I got, so figure I'd upgrade. As well as a random Wonder Woman 146 that I needed for my Hughes Wonder Woman cover run, because I'm still working on that slowly, looking for them for cheap, because I don't know, this is what I like to do. It gives me something to hunt. It's like a little game to play. I got my list. I go out through boxes, hope to find the ones that I don't have. Just something kind of fun to do. And those are the only artist books that I've got to show off this week. So it's going to take me over to some variants. I like buying variants. It's just, something fun to do, especially if they're, sometimes they're newer, like the first couple I think that I've got here. And if they're priced, well below ratio, I figured it's worth a shot on some things that I'm interested in. So I grabbed this first one. This is the, I think it's the 1 in 10 for Kanto, the City of Giants. I just kind of dig this cover, and I like Kanto. I like the series, so I figured I'd take a shot on this one. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was priced close to ratio, or it might have been under. It might have been $8. I'm not sure, but it definitely wasn't too high over ratio, because I usually don't roll that way. I grabbed this off of Midtown Sale. This was just a really cool Zemo cover. I think Van shared this in an article that he did, one of his articles showing off of these a little lesser known variants, and I thought this one was cool. I'm a big fan of guys lounging in thrones on the cover, so this was a cool image of Zemo, and I've always liked Zemo, so I figured I'd grab that. Don't let this price fool you. That is not what I did not pay $30. That's just what they put on the bag when I bought it. I think this actually ended up only being like $5 or $6. Midtown again had a sale not that long ago, and I just loaded up on some weird stuff. Relatively newer one. I think Chris Nelms kind of talked me into checking this one out, this Phantom on the Scan. And this was one I just figured I had to go and grab. I think this is a low incentive cover. I think it was like maybe a 1 in 5, 1 in 10. It was something. I don't think it wasn't that expensive. But I figured I'd take a shot because I kind of really, I dig this cover. It kind of grabbed my eye. So figured I'd give it a shot. I completely forgot that I bought these. John Tyler Christopher Anakin covers. So I got 2 of these bad boys. And again, I completely forgot I ordered them. I ordered them so long ago, it seems. But I got these 2. So now they'll kind of go with my the orange Lukes that I got. Except the those are off at CGC right now with my fingers crossed that they'll come back soon. These look like in good shape. I might, depending on how I do with on the Lukes, I might have to send these in to see if I can get some matches. But we'll see. Next time order. That'll be months and months away. Grab this randomly. This 1 in 50 Secret Avengers, number 5. 1 in 50 apparently. I don't know. Anytime I find books, and again, I don't think that's what I paid, but that was the sticker on it. Anytime I find cheap variants for higher incentives, I usually just buy them. And this looks like it's a Francavilla, it's Francavilla. This is a Francavilla cover, so I thought that was kind of cool. Figured I would pick that up, for a decent price. Talking about the Obi-Wan journals possibly being source material for the Obi-Wan show that's coming. I been looking out in the dollar bins for that issue 7, yeah, and 15 and some of the other issues, but I figured, you know what, I'm going to grab this 1 in 25. I think this was like $7 or something for a 1 in 25. I like, again, buying incentive variants for way, way below their incentive, cost. I usually figure, like, whatever the ratio is, that's usually a price in my head where I think 1 in 25 is about $25, 1 in 50 is about $50, and anything I can get discounted from that is usually good if I really would like it or want it. And if they're super cheap, I'll usually try to scoop them up and, make a pile if possible. This was just a random book just caught my eye because it had a squirrel on it, and it's a little Deadpool, like a Deadpool squirrel in this Thor issue. I don't think this does all that much, but again, just kind of caught my eye, was different, so I just grabbed it. And then my last variant here I have is I will blame my buddy Ben C on this one. I think this was one of his honorable mention picks recently. This Crow McFarlane. I had to find one, and thankfully I did. Found it at a decent price. It got shipped in from overseas, I think from England, so I had to wait a little while to get it, but it still showed up pretty decent. A couple of spine ticks on here, but I knew that going in. I knew it wasn't going to be a 9.8 candidate, but again, price was good. I really dig it. Didn't have one, wanted one, so I grabbed it. And I think I just got one more pile here to share, and let's see, what's that next pile going to be? Just the random stuff. Just the random stuff that I got to share with you. And you know what? I'm going to start off with this weird guy. I have yet to read it, but again, Ben has been talking this up to me, telling me I got to read this book. I got to read the Book of Sith. So I went on Amazon and I bought Book of Sith. It literally came the day after I ordered it. Like, I ordered on Saturday, Sunday. This was on my doorstep. So I think it's like $14.50. Really cheap. Pretty cool looking inside. Like, the paper is like it's kind of cut. It's got weird little kind of texture to it. Definitely looks interesting, and it's gonna be a fast little read, even though I'm a very slow reader. And I figure I can flip through this and get some cool Sith information. So if you're interested, check it out. They still have them on Amazon. So let's move these out of the way. That's my Book of Sith. And then let's see these random comics also sticking with it. Book we talked about on Star Wars Heat Check. I didn't have one, wanted one. The Lost Tribe of the Sith. Again, a lot of first appearances in here. Figure I'd take a shot. I'm a fan of most Star Wars spec, and if I don't have it, I usually try to find it if I can for a decent price. I just really love these David Aja covers for Scarlet Witch. I should have bought them out of the dollar bins when I flipped past them, but well before the show was out. But now that I want them, they're all getting a little pricey. Some issues more than others. I think 10's an expensive one, and there's some randoms throughout the run. So I'm gonna slowly build it out if I can find them cheap enough. So there's an issue 1. I just love the 3-color scheme of those those covers, and I'm a fan of David Aja. This was a book I posted on Instagram that I was like, you know what, I couldn't find it. I went to a couple of shops the day it came out. I called around to a couple other shops in my area. They didn't order it. I could not find issue 2 of this Nottingham, so I paid up and paid like $30, to get one of these. And then it spiked. I think it went up as high as like 60. I think it started to come back down a little bit again, but this Nottingham series is pretty good. And if you can find one of these, I'd recommend snagging one because they're not easy to find. Final order cutoff was long past. I think stores were surprised by the demand that people had for issue 1, and even look at that second print for issue 1. That's hope to find one at the store tomorrow or Wednesday. And then final comics here that I grabbed. These are part of, I think these were under the radar picks that Ben and Chris had talked about for the Sensational Spider-Man. And this is for, Ben Reilly. And I grabbed 2. Now this one is a regular one, and this one is a newsstand. You can't tell the difference from the newsstand unless you can see the back of the book and see, just the barcode there. They're not always listed that way. The one that I bought was not listed as a newsstand. I just lucked into it, so that's why I scooped it up. Here, I'll show you them side by side so you can see the difference of the direct. The direct edition is very clearly marked direct edition, and then you can see the newsstand is just the newsstand barcode. So just flip through those pictures. That's my recommendation. Always just flip through the pictures, and they'll tell you more than any listing will. Just got to be patient sometimes. when it's a book like this where I don't think there's a lot of copies listed, it wasn't that hard to just kind of go through them all to just check. What's the harm? I'm just happy to find a newsstand because those things aren't easy, especially a newsstand in good shape with this kind of like a gimmicky. I don't know what to call this. Etch. I don't know. It's like a motion cover, whatever it is. Gimmicks in the 90s, not easy to find newsstands. Yeah, in great shape anymore. And then I think I just got one more thing. This big bastard is heavy omnibus for Sandman. #1. I treated myself to this. Just this week or so. I still haven't cracked it up and start reading it, but you look, the black pages are kind of cool. It's still got that new book sound when you crack it open. That spine hasn't been cracked yet, and I'm looking forward to kind of flipping through this. I know I got some of the floppies. I don't have all the floppies, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna get these nice bound books I can put on the shelf. I think there's only 3 of these, maybe 3 volumes. Not sure, but one at a time. Figured I'd start with #1 and then work my way down the list from there. So those are my pickups. Hopefully you enjoyed me flipping through these books and comics and whatnot. No toys really to share this week out, but maybe next time I'll have some toys that I can share. Oh, well, I guess I did get this. I got a Bad Batch by Pops picked up for me. So I got Hunter. So this show's starting in about a week. Looking forward to that. So I did get one figure. I got a Star Wars Black Series. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. Hopefully you enjoy that again. Please like, subscribe, hit that alert button. Check out that giveaway. Enter. I suggest you enter. And good luck to everybody. And I will see you guys next time.